Ja Morant was suspended by the team for appearing to hold a gun live on Instagram. Less than 3 months ago, a video surfaced of him doing the exact same thing. He got suspended for 8 games. Now we see it happen again. This has been the talk of a lot of people in the NBA and obviously on a lot of these shows. But what's your take, Kabi? Like, what's going on with Ja? Give your thoughts.
Well, I can't tell you what's going on with Ja because I don't have the privilege of knowing the young man. Although I do respect his game, I think he has a bright future in the league, one of the rising faces of the league. And so I'll go serious first because I do think this is a serious matter. Um, when I first heard, I was extremely disappointed. More so, it's like because for somebody like myself who doesn't dunk the basketball to the level of Ja, although obviously we're not too far off. Um, I can't imagine living that life and then squandering it over something that seems so foolish or something that seems so preventable or avoidable. But I also have to take into consideration that whether it be the factor of youth, whether it be the factor of peer influence, whether it be all of those things, a factor of culture, right? And I think this is one of those double-edged swords with culture that we don't talk about quite a bit. And dare I say, the Black community, in the sense of like, this, we can't glorify one thing on one hand in some subsets of the culture and then demify it when it comes back to bite us, and things like this, right? So that's one aspect. And the other aspect I'll say, though, and far from any sort of cultural, let's call it cultural influence, is just common sense. Like, you are now a leader in your community, group, family, whether you like it or not, by the nature of the fact that you make millions of dollars and everybody is kind of living off of you in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you now have a different responsibility. And for some people, it takes a little bit longer to kind of figure that out. For others, like LeBron, they figured it out very, very early. I think it adds to the greatness of those that are, able to figure it out very quickly. And, let's give a little grace up to whatever point you personally want to give to those that don't figure it out, or it takes them a little bit longer to figure it out.
Yeah, man, I agree. I'll give my professional take, or like what I think from the professional side, and then I talk a little bit about what I think from just the personal side of things. From the professional side of things, I think he's gonna get suspended a very long time. I think the NBA is gonna make a real like statement about it, considering it was just happening. He was we were just talking about it, rising stars who can be the face of the league or whatever the case is. Ja Morant was in that conversation. Kids look up to him, the whole nine. I think that the NBA is going to make a huge like statement of like, this is completely unacceptable, right? Like, so he's definitely getting suspended. My guess, half the season. Take over under.
Oof. 40 games?
40 games, over under.
Over.
Yeah. So listen, I think that it's going to be a serious penalty for him from a professional standpoint. He's going to lose endorsements, he's going to lose money. That's going to be a wake up call to him. The other side of things from a personal standpoint, kid's 23. Kid's 23, man. Like, we don't put that into context, right? Like, what would we be doing at 23 with influence and money and right, like all of these things at our disposal?
Bazookas.
I'm just saying, right? Like,
I joke, please do not cancel me.
Like, in all honesty, right? Like, it's a matter of like, well, what, he's been in the league for 4 years. He came in the league, right? Like 19 or 20 or something like that, like 19, right? So he's seen a bunch. He's probably grown, been exposed to a lot of things a lot quicker, probably seen a bunch of stuff. Obviously, the stuff that we hear about is just scratch the surface of most people's interactions, or right, like what they go through. So he's probably seen a bunch, done a bunch. You got a bunch of money. You're young. I can understand why these mistakes happen, but it definitely is a mistake he's got to learn from. And I think professionally, it's going to have a toll on him.
1000%. 1000%. His response, though, which I'll just briefly hear. I know I've disappointed a lot of people who have supported me, Ja Morant said, and this is the journey this is a journey, and I recognize there's some more work to do. But I take full accountability for my actions. I'm committed to continuing to work on myself. I guess it's not too much you can say. I guess. I mean, what else? What else would you say?
I guess not. I mean, somebody did come out. Some celebrity rapper, somebody came out and like defended him, right? And defended like where the
defended what? Which part?
Defended. He basically said, I forget who said this, but basically said he's in his own driveway, right, with a gun that's his, right, that's registered to him. He's not waving it. He's not out doing it. It's just he happened to be on live. Like, is that really a crime? That's what the guy was defending.
No, it is not a crime. Right. No, it is not a crime. But see, I think what a lot of people don't understand, or maybe don't put enough weight to, is that part of why you make that sort of money is you sign away a portion, whatever portion of that you consider of, like, in a way, your freedom.
Sure.
Like your image, right? So they're valuing your image. That's what part of what you're getting paid for, right? So when you sign that stuff away, like both specifically and also just like in general, you can't then turn around and be like, is that really? No, it's not a crime, but it is a crime in the public opinion, which affects dollars, which affects,
Sure.
So it's of course not. Of course, it's not a crime, right? But we're dealing in two different courts, right? We're not dealing in like an actual court. We're dealing in the court of public opinion and how that affects their money and their bottom line, because that then has to affect your money and your bottom line. That's how it works.
That's right. That's right. And again, I don't think people understand that, but that was the defense. The defense was he was on his own property. It wasn't him doing it. Like his friend showed him on live. Like he just happened to be there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right? Like, cool. Cool. So LeBron could just be in his on live in his driveway. Just and Nike is gonna just be okay with that, right? Get out of here, man.
Paul Pierce got fired for that, right? Like Paul Pierce was like was having a party and like had strippers behind him or something and got fired. So either way. Court of public opinion again.
Yeah.
Right? Court of public opinion.
One thing, if you are a rapper, that increases your stock. If you're a basketball player in the NBA, it does not increase your stock, my friend. Right? That's the difference. So if that's what you want to do, pull an Antonio Gates and leave and go start a rap career.
Yeah. Listen, understood. That's I mean, to that point, that was the full story of the Paul Pierce thing, right? He got let go of ESPN because ESPN is owned by Disney and Disney has an image to uphold. So you can't be an anchor and have strippers in the back of your thing, and it's owned by Disney, right? Like all those things work together and again affect the bottom line. So that's why those types of things.
If you want total freedom, don't take that type of money from somebody.
That's right. Don't take the check.
That's just kind of how it works.
Don't take the check. If you want to be free, don't take the check. As soon as they cut you a check.
Yeah, don't take just come in wide eye, understanding what's happening.
Dave Chappelle, right? Dave Chappelle didn't take the check. That's why they don't own him.
That's right. That's right. He took the other check though. It's not about the check. It's about taking the right check.
The right check. The right check. That's
but do take the check. Let's be clear.
Let's be clear
about this.
From a financial standpoint. Take the check.
Let's not get it confused. Take the check. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Welcome to the Good Life.